Got the leg
to the pop can.
The leg day crew in here. I'm currently carless, so getting a ride to the gym from Travis, and then my roomie over here, the Nipster, just joined our gym. So we're gonna get he's gonna go sit in the sauna and look for some girls, and
keep him out for us.
I'm gonna take Travis through the hamstring-focused leg day, which I haven't been able to post yet. So hopefully we can get, depending on how busy the gym is, get a leg workout on film for you guys, so I can show you guys some of my favorite hamstring movements that I've been doing this contest prep. So I'll see you guys in the next clip. This is why we call this the Travis's car.
Pop can.
You want to explain what you did?
Blew a tire doing 70 on the highway, and then it just rolled over last second.
Blew a tire, and this was the result.
Not even these windows broke.
So we call it. So that proves that if you have a Mazda, at least you know it's durable. All right, guys, as you can see, 2013 on the left, 2016 on the right. Some big differences in hamstrings there. So I'm gonna take you guys through a whole entire hamstring leg day, and it always starts with the lying leg curl. I literally do not start my very first set until this thing is fully stacked. On this day, it was 8 to 10 reps, and then what I do on my fourth and final set is I'll usually do 2 drop sets, and I'll finish with like a partial rep range on the last final set. So literally right out of the gate, you are starting fresh, you're going straight to the lying leg curl, and you are blasting your hamstrings, which usually, like right after this first exercise, my hamstrings are fried. But as you'll see, this is just the beginning. And like I said, this workout I did with my buddy Travis. He is a tall guy at 6'4", so you'll see in some of these exercises, he's definitely a tall guy. But I wanted to take him through this workout. He's kind of done some of these workouts with me in the past, and I've gotten a lot of people to really focus on if hamstrings are usually if they're a weakness on you, then this is definitely a great strategy to implement, because I always felt like in my past off seasons I always did the typical leg day with heavy squats, heavy leg press, all that stuff, and then did hamstrings at the end when I was fatigued. So it makes sense that my hamstrings were never really a dominant body part. I wanted to throw this exercise in here too. So on my hamstring focused leg day, I do use this machine for a glute focus, and I've always done these in my last contest preps, and honestly, I just think that if you're a bodybuilder, then isolating your glutes is a must, so your glutes really pop on stage. Moving on, and usually I would prefer either a dumbbell in this movement, but on this day the dumbbell area was really busy, so we didn't want to film that area, so just switching to a barbell. But as you'll notice, one of my best tips here is just making sure you do not round your back. As you'll see, I fully stop right before my back starts to round. What that does, it keeps constant tension on the hamstrings and doesn't put the emphasis on the low back. Another thing that I personally like doing, I'm not sure if Travis is doing this, I used to in the past lock out my glutes, but now I literally stop just before lockout, and again I just feel like it keeps the constant tension throughout the movement on the hamstrings, which we're trying to focus on. Moving on from here is one of my favorites. This is a high stance leg press. As you'll see here, we went pretty heavy on this, and I went up to 8 plates. But as you'll see here, my foot position, so very, very wide, and then at the very upper end, at the top of the pad. I really feel like for me, this really isolates just the meat and potatoes of the hamstrings. I feel like I adjust the seat to more of the upper, higher position, as opposed to if I was doing quads, I would put the seat all the way back and have it lower. But for this, I like having the So you'll see the seat up higher. Again, give this a shot. This is one of my favorite movements. And then you'll see Travis going through here. This is another reason you'll see him, he's not wearing shoes, because he's sporting, I think, some Nike Frees, and Nike Frees just have too much cushion. That's why I always recommend getting a flat-soled type shoe. That's why I always use the New Balance Minimus line. You can use like some old school Chuck Taylors. I know like the Nike Metcon 2s are like really popular with a lot of guys, but just really get, especially for leg days, guys, a flat-soled shoe is a must. And then moving on, yes, you'll see I'm using a band here. These are glute ham raises. I kind of recently altered the way that I do these. I see so many different variations of these where you keep your body and you stop right at parallel and come up, or you kind of extend your hips more like I am here. So I'm just kind of toying with different kind of styles of this movement. I mean, the main thing honestly is just when you get to the top is just fully using your hamstrings and glutes, and especially with the band, I get that really nice resistance at the top. So these are definitely a staple. Most gyms aren't going to have this machine, so I just love being able to have it in my gym and be able to utilize it in my hamstring routine. I didn't get a clip of Travis doing these, so we're moving on. Next is the seated leg curl, and this is just another. Again, we're going on this leg day. We are going all hamstring focus. So that's why we're starting with all hamstring movements, and then we'll finish off the end of the workout with squats and leg extensions. So you'll see me getting my leg curls in this next. I do really like on hamstrings, you'll kind of notice I really like kind of exploding into the rep, and then a nice, you see kind of a slower negative and then explode when I perform the rep. So this is kind of the way that I like to perform hamstrings. And on these, again, I'm going as heavy as possible for 8 to 10 reps. So the crazy thing is, you're like, oh my gosh, you do all this stuff, you're completely taxed, and then it's like, okay, now I gotta mentally get focused and ready to squat. And on this day for me, this is, again, I have my coach Cliff Wilson doing my programming. On this day, I was only doing 3x4 squats, so more of a power focus type squat day. So I had Travis do the same rep range, so he went, a pretty heavy weight for him, 3 plates, 315. And then for me, I did my first 2 sets at 365, and then I bumped up to 375 on my last set, which I have my last 2 sets of squats that you'll see here next. This is my 365 here, which again, doing all the hamstrings movements first, I feel like it might affect your strength obviously a little bit. You're gonna be a little bit more fatigued, of course, but the great thing is you get into the squats and you feel everything feels so much more loose. Your hips, your everything, just the squats to me feel smoother as opposed to when I start out with squats in the beginning of a workout. So it kind of has its pros and cons to doing this, but again, I usually can maintain a pretty good amount of strength for these squats at the end, even though I completely fatigued my hamstrings to start. But again, my other leg day is more of a quad focus. So, and I do higher rep squats, 12 to 15 reps, and I will do those in the beginning of my routine after I kind of do a little warm up. I do a light warm up of the adductor machine, some light leg curls and some light extensions, and then I go right into the higher rep squats. So finishing up this leg day, usually I like doing 2 calf exercises, the standing calf raise, and then usually some type of seated variation calf for calves. On this day, we just did the standing calf raises. Again, Travis being a taller guy at 6'4", he kind of has those tall genetic type calves, whereas me being 5'11", 6 foot, and I will admit, guys, I've had calves since I was like a little boy, and I was always like a sprinter athlete, so I'm sure that helps, but I've always been just blessed with good calves without really having to emphasize them really at all. I'm pretty lazy about training them in the off seasons, but once contest prep starts, it's full game, and I usually try to hit my calves as consistently and as hard as possible. So last exercise, we did finish with just some leg extensions. Travis did regular leg extensions. I did one leg extensions just because my knees were kind of like just after those heavy squats, being a little bit leaner now. Man, my joints, I can definitely tell the difference already in the beating my joints take. So my knees, if your knees are kind of feeling a little achy after those squats, I personally just like going a little bit lighter and doing one-legged leg extensions. Just kind of something I felt like I tried to go heavier on normal leg extension, and I was just like, you know what, I don't want to put this much strain on my knees right now, so I just did kind of some lighter rep work on here. So that is the end of this workout, guys. I hope this was educational. I hope you learned something. See you guys in the next clip here. I am in the back of my Uber. I've been having to get Ubers pretty much the past 5 days because my car had some issues come up. I had a fan break on my car that punctured my radiator, and it caused a really bad coolant leak. I went out to my garage one night and I saw a huge leak in my a puddle all over the floor, so I knew something was bad. So I got my car towed to a kind of a European independent shop to work on my BMW. So I'm going to pick it up right now. It's been like every single repair shop was backed up till like later, like early this week. So I literally haven't had a car, I think, for the past 5 days. So I've been taking Ubers to and from the gym, which actually wasn't too bad. From my house to my gym, I think it was like $6 there and $6 back. So like $12 for like a round trip visit to the gym. But I'm ready to get my car back because it's been a pain trying to go get groceries and all that stuff. So I will show you guys when I get to the repair shop. A European independent BMW shop. Just got the car back. Damage was $644.21. So the worst part about it is last winter I literally changed the whole entire coolant system out. The radiator, if you guys know cars, the expansion tank, the radiator hoses, all the sensors, everything. It went above and beyond. And if I just would have replaced the fan, which was not listed as one of the parts to replace in the cooling system, if you don't have to, if I would have replaced that for like $70, then this wouldn't have happened. So a lesson learned, guys. If any of you guys have a BMW, or this is an E46, which is the 1999 to 2006, this body style. So if any of you guys are driving this car, let this be a lesson for you. So I'm heading off now. I got to get some groceries since I've been like behind on things, since I've been able to go to the grocery store as often as I wanted to. So I'm gonna head to Walmart and Fred Meyer and then get home and get ready for the gym. I got chest, biceps, and I got to do shoulders tonight since I didn't have time last night. So I'll see you guys in the next clip.
3, 2, 1.
I had to stop by Fred Meyer, and they had a freaking crazy sale on California kitchen pizzas. $3 for this freaking the thin crust barbecue chicken, which is my favorite. And I had to stock up on a bunch more of these Carb Master yogurts. They're so cheap, $10 for 4, so only 40 cents a piece. But awesome macros, 1.5 fat, 4 to 5 carbs, and 9 protein. So I usually do 1 or 2 of these every single. Guys, had to throw this in there. You know you're in contest prep when you're craving and looking forward to a plain rice cake with almond butter on it. I do 2 of these in my pre-workout meal, but it's just funny how I will never eat this at all in the off season when I'm not prep. But in prep, all of a sudden I start, oh my God, rice cakes with some almond butter. It's just kind of how things start to change and how your taste buds and everything start to get kind of crazy during contest prep. So I wanted to put this in there, literally craving rice cakes and almond butter. Guys, I'm gonna share with you one of my deepest prep secrets. When you're super hungry and you're out of macros, we're gonna make some calorie-free snow cones, or snow cone. So what I'm using, and there's other calorie-free type little flavored packets. This one I use is the sugar-free Hawaiian Punch. I got this at Walmart. They have a bunch of other flavors that are really good, but as you can see, zero fat, 0 carbs, 0 protein. There is 5 calories, so if you want to add in a carb or whatever, you could, but I personally don't. So what we're gonna do is I haven't tried this with like a blender or any type thing, but I assume that your best option is if you have a food processor, then this to me is what gives it that great kind of snow cone like texture. So I just loaded this up with some ice, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna take one of the sugar-free packets here, and we are just gonna kind of like open it up and then kind of put it all around the ice here, and I will show you that. So just take your packet, and like I said, you're just gonna kind of, what I do is I just kind of evenly distribute it around the ice, like so, get all of it in there. And then next step is you're just gonna close up your food processor, and we start grinding, we get this mixed up. I personally put it on high for maybe 30 seconds to a minute. And what I like to do is just kind of, you'll see a lot of the snow cone that wants to stick to the side here. I just take a spoon and kind of get it all off the side and kind of mix it up into the rest of the ice, because you kind of get some chunks that have like a lot of kind of flavoring on them, so I just kind of mix them up into the ice mixture. But this is basically it. And then you're just gonna take off your big bowl here, and then you got this whole entire big bowl here of, and it really is a snow cone like flavored texture. Really, I mean, if you wanted to put a little snow cone holder, then put this on top of it, whatever. I just eat it right out of this big bowl. But when you are out of macros and you're freaking still hungry, this is a great, it curbs your sweet tooth as well. So just wanted to share this with you guys. This is one of my favorite things that I've been doing. I started doing this a couple nights ago, but this will be a staple now in the rest of my prep. Plus you can try different flavors. Like I said, I did which one was this? This one's really good. This is the berry limeade blast, but they have a bunch of other flavors that you can do as well.